NBA 2K22 is finally out and I'm working on my review. But before I post that video, I wanted to do a quick video for those who are legit NBA 2K aimers. There was some bad news out there when they actually patched the game at launch, removing aiming as an option. Obviously, the majority of folks who play NBA 2K were not a fan of aiming, whether that's because of Zens or because they just simply weren't good at it. But there were a small number of legit aimers out there, myself included, that was disappointed with the news. But I wanted to do a quick video because there is an alternative with NBA 2K22 that isn't quite aiming, but actually utilizes one of the core mechanics of aiming. And I wanted to do a quick video on how you can utilize that in NBA 2K22. It's not exactly aiming, but again, it does have an element of aiming that you'll enjoy, and one that is actually a better option than just your typical timing mechanic. Now, anybody who plays NBA 2K has an understanding of the timing mechanic when it comes to the shot stick. Pull down on the right stick, you let go right when the meter hits the middle, and if it lines up correctly, you get a green and all is good. With aiming, it's a little bit different, right? Like you have to aim the aiming tick in the center and click the left or right trigger to time the shot. So there are two elements to aiming, which was a benefit for those who actually aim because you have two chances to green, right? You can either line the aiming tick in the middle and you'll green that way, or you could just time the trigger press at the top of the release, and if you achieve either one of those, you'll green. So for me as an aimer, that was the biggest benefit, right? Like if you don't get one and you do get the other, you get that added benefit. You add on the sniper badge, and man, if you can aim, you'll have an advantage over most shooters out there today. But in NBA 2K22, you don't have an aiming meter anymore. You have either timing or no meter. However, one of the small things that they ended up keeping in NBA 22 is the timing of the trigger press. So that is the mechanic that I'm referring to. You can actually pull down on the right stick like you would do as if you were an aimer. Typically, the traditional way of doing timing is you pull down, you let go at the middle, and if it's centered, you make it. But in NBA 2K22, you don't have to do that. You can actually pull the right stick down like you were doing with aiming, keep the right stick down, and then press the left trigger or right trigger at the top of the jump and time it that way. So it's not exactly aiming, but it does keep the timing concept intact. I've been using it in NBA 2K22. It's worked fine for me. Yes, you don't get the aiming meter, but you do keep the timing mechanic, which is a consolation prize in my opinion. At least we get the timing mechanic intact, and I can use the triggers to time the release instead of just doing the traditional timing method. You add the sniper badge, which is still in the game, and you can actually shoot pretty well this way. So for anybody who is an aimer and is upset that there is no more aiming in NBA 2K22, I urge you to try this method. Pull the right stick down as if you were doing aiming and use the triggers to time the release at the top of the jump. And I can guarantee you that it'll feel a lot better than it would be if you were to just go back to traditional timing or no meter. Well, that's it for this episode of Sports Gamer Show. I hope you NBA 2K fans, those who enjoy aiming, like this tip. Let me know what you think of this method of shooting in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and also follow all my social media channels and add me on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network.